Hello and welcome. Today we're talking about toxins. I'm Glenda Hill and this is the Health Talk. We're talking about toxins because we are overwhelmed with toxins in the air, in the water, and in the food. And I want to share with you what you can do to reduce your exposure to toxins and to relieve that toxic load on your body by doing a detox. And you want to do those detox every day using your own body as a defense for you. God created us with 5 detox pathways, and we should make sure that they are clear, flowing well, and functioning properly. And in that way, we are doing our part in keeping our body healthy and strong, and our immune system will have a fighting chance and fighting off the invaders of toxins and counteracting the damage done. So I want to share all of this with you in the Health Talk today. All right, let's get started. Welcome again. I'm Glenda Hill and this is the Health Talk. We're talking toxins that are in the air, in the water, in the food, and it's really overwhelming to our immune system. So what we want to do is to reduce and lower your exposure and to detox the body naturally. So you may be wondering, well, what kind of toxins are we talking about? And it really doesn't matter what they call it. We know that we are overwhelmed with air pollution, water pollution, and chemicals that are in our foods. So we need to detox every day. Generally, people want to detox maybe once a year for the spring cleaning, but we need to detox more. We need to detox daily, and that's how God created us to do. We have 5 detox pathways, and what we need is to make sure that those pathways are clear and running and functioning well. So we need to be able to detoxify and lower our exposure to the toxins. One thing I can tell you about the toxins is that they are very harmful to our immune system, our hormones, our mental health. Our BPA is a chemical, a toxic chemical, and it's known to be a endocrine disruptor. So all of these toxins, in my opinion, they disrupt our lives. They really do impact our nervous system, our brain function, and our mental health. So what I want to share with you is free and simple things that we can do, we all can do, to reduce our exposure to these chemicals and to detoxify and just really counteract the harmful effects of these toxins, because they can do a lot of damage to the body, as I just mentioned. So we're talking about toxins that are in the air, in the water, and the food. And you may be wondering, well, I can't do anything about the air pollution or the water pollution. Well, there's a lot you can do to help yourself with the air pollution and the food pollution. And besides filtering your water and drinking bottled water, that's one way around the water pollution situation. Like I mentioned before, BPA is a known toxin that is a endocrine disruptor, and it does a lot more damage. There's a long list of bad, nasty things that this chemical plus other toxins do to the body. But BPA, bisphenol, is found in canned foods and also in plastic packaging. So we want to look out for those things in our buying and consuming. So the reason why we want to focus in on plastics in terms of storing the food is because that is one simple and free way that you can reduce your toxin exposure. The food that you store in things like Tupperware or other plastics, they have the possibility of leaking the toxins to the food. So you may wonder, well, how does that happen? Well, there are plastics that we use over and over and over. You may have Tupperware from years ago and you're still using the same Tupperware, and it does wear down and it does get a little beat up after it's been in the dishwasher so many times. It may have scrapes and scratches and cuts, and it's just damaged. And a damaged plastic is, if you're storing your food in a damaged plastic container, then the chemicals are going to leak into the food. But even if you have a brand new plastic container and you have food that you've cooked, or it's oily, or it's vinegar and other kind of acids in it, like spaghetti sauce and tomato sauce, things like that, it's going to leak into the chemicals from the plastic is going to leak into your food, and we don't want that. So the simple and easy solution is to store your food in jars or glass. Okay, that's easy, right? And I have here an example of like spaghetti sauce in a container. What people do is pop it in the microwave. They may heat it up in the oven and put it into this container and take it off to work. These are the things that you don't want to do, especially with plastic. But if you want to maybe carry goods that are dry, they call them dry goods. They're not cooked. They're cereals and dried noodles and beans and pastas that are uncooked. Things like that. You can put those in plastic and carry them along. Maybe if you're traveling or something. But you don't want to have cooked food in them. That's where the problem happens. Okay, so this is easy to do. Simple, easy, and free. Doesn't cost you anything. Just find another alternative, and one easy one is store your food in jars. I like doing that. Okay, so what we want to remember specifically is, you don't have to be afraid of plastics, but just remember, you don't want them touching your food. If the food is hot or is heated up, it has oil in it, it has some acidity in the food, or the Tupperware or the plastic container has some kind of cuts, scratches, or abrasions, cuts, anything that is damaged. Maybe it's been used over and over. It's damaged. So you don't want it touching your food. When you drink your water, you want to drink from glass. You want to go ahead and filter your water. This is one of the ways that you can reduce the toxic load in your body, is by filtering your tap water. And that way, once you filter the tap water, put it into a glass bottle, or a glass container, not a plastic container. A lot of people filter their water and they put it into plastic. They store it in plastic, and we're trying to get away from the plastic. Okay. So that's pretty much free and easy to do, right? Okay. All right. So we're going to continue talking about Things you can do to reduce your exposure and to detox the body naturally. Drinking herbal teas every single day. This is part of the detox process. This is part of how we are to use herbs. The Bible says that herbs are for the service of man. So we should enjoy that privilege and that blessing. Use the herbs to detoxify our bodies and to help our bodies to heal and counteract the damage that the toxins are doing to our bodies. So I love to use lemon balm. It's for adults and for children. It doesn't taste bad at all. And it's so good for so many different benefits. But people who want to detox, remember we have 5 detox pathways, and there's herbs for every one of them. The liver, the colon, the kidneys, the lungs, the skin. So we have herbs that will help the detox pathways to be clear and functioning well. And that's what we want to do. Another way that we can reduce the toxic load and to detoxify at the same time as well is eat an organic, plant-based, whole food diet. And that way you are going to really reduce your toxic load. The fruits and vegetables, if you eat freely of them, mainly fruits and vegetables, you're going to go through a detox if you just eat those. But don't forget about the seeds, the grains, the nuts. Those foods are also very, very helpful in counteracting the harmful effects of these toxins. So you want to eat largely of the fruits and vegetables and the herbs. Don't forget the herbs. We eat herbs. We don't just make teas. We eat herbs as well. Okay? Now, if you're not into being a vegetarian or vegan at this time, well, you can free and easy get rid of the canned goods and the plastic habit. You can just eliminate those right away as you work on just having a plant-based diet. And make sure that you buy your foods that are in glass and mainly whole foods, that you don't have to buy from packaged plastic. And that's important too, because foods that are packaged in plastic is the same situation as I was talking about with the plastic containers and Tupperware. Food will leak. The chemicals will leak into the foods. Okay. All right. Clean up your indoor air. So we've already talked about what you can do about the water, and we talked about how you can do some detoxing using herbs and the foods, plant-based foods. Now let's talk about the indoor air. Your indoor air is 100 times more toxic than the outdoor air. So that is something that you can clean up free and simple. So save your money and get rid of those air fresheners and those scented candles and the perfumes and the scented laundry detergents and cleaning products. They are all very toxic. The hair care products, the lotions and creams, they all have that scent. And that scent is not natural. Those scents are, they're patent, and they're like trade secrets. And perfumes and hair care, they don't want to list all those ingredients, all those things on the label, especially to get that scent, to get that smell, because it does smell good, but you know that it's a fake smell and it is toxic. So save your money with that and go with something more natural, like um, go with something like essential oils, or even if you want to boil some water and put some cloves in the water, or put some cinnamon sticks in the water and just scent your air like that. Freshen up your air like that. Put some fresh peppermint leaves into the water and just it just will scent the air and its natural smell. Okay? You will save yourself some money, plus you will also be saving your body, your health, your nervous system from having to get rid of those toxins and to counteract the damaging effects on our nervous system. Spend more time outdoors. When I say spend time outdoors, we're talking about open air. Get out in the open air where the air is fresh and clean. And I know everybody can't get out to these kinds of areas, but if you can, do it. Do it. Get out there and breathe. Breathe in and out, because your lungs is one of the 5 detox pathways God created us with, and we have these built-in pathways of elimination, and we should use them. We should make sure that they are working properly, because that's what's going to help us to have a strong immune system. Take your shoes off at the door. Make sure that you are not dragging in the street dirt into your home and walking all around in the house with that. You may go to the gas station and pump gas and put gas in your car, and you're stepping into stuff and you're taking that home with you, walking all around your house. You don't want that. You want your home to be a safe haven, a refuge where everybody in the home can feel safe. Even if you go running, you may run and you be going for a run, a jog, and you run across some grass or something. Well, take your shoes off at the door, because you don't want to drag that in house either. That's way toxic as well. Okay, so remember, you want to do your research when you are choosing the herbs for your detoxifications. There's plenty of herbs, but you want to do your own research. Make sure that what you choose is going to meet what you need to have done, but also is not going to interfere with anything else that's happening with your healthcare situation. All right? Endocrine system. Lastly, I want to say, don't worry. Don't have any anxiety about toxins. They're going to be in this world. So what we want to do is make sure that we're doing our very best to clean up our own insides and our home, and to do all the things that we know is right to do for our health and our body, and pray to God that He will help us and bless us and honor our efforts, and He will. So you don't have to worry or have anxiety about toxins. Pray to God, He will help. All right. So I am very interested in hearing from you, knowing what herbs have you selected for detoxification. What have you tried in your home as a natural way of making your home smell fresh and clean naturally? What habits are you changing? I want to hear from you. All right. Thank you for being with me, and I want to know from you. I want to hear from you. What of the strategies that I talked about today, which one or all of them are you going to implement? I like to hear how are you switching from plastics to glass to store your food? Are you going to use herbs to clear those 5 detox pathways and have them running perfectly and functioning well? Are you going to start being proactive about how you can clean up your indoor life? I want to hear from you. If you want to ask me questions or go deeper into this subject, I'm glad to hear from you. All right. Peace to you and have a great day.